Hello, everybody. This is Alyssa from Minecraft and Crafts, and today we are here for a WIP and chat. And I'm actually working on a canvas today. I know I've kitted down for the last two WIP and chats, but today's WIP and chat, we're actually going to be working on a canvas. So today's canvas, what am I working on? I'm going to put my glasses on so I can actually see. We are working on Happy Flowers Blue Vase, this beautiful image right here. And this is from the artist Olga Akbarova. It is a, what is it, a 50 by 50? Yeah, 50.7 by 50.7 round roll canvas with 52 colors. And it comes to us from Diamond Art Club. So I'm actually working on enhancements for it. So I have my enhancements all listed out right here. So I'm going to put my cheat sheet right there on my table. And here are my enhancement drills right here in this container. Those are the specials that I have added. It does come with a few drills already. So we're also going to use the drills that it kind of comes with already, which are a handful of ABs. Because it comes with, I think, 3 ABs. I want to say 4 ABs. No, 5? 5 ABs. So it does come with 5 ABs. So we're going to work on this canvas. I'm going to be putting in all of the specials first. I already did the bottom half of the canvas right up there with all of the specials. So now I just need to add the specials to the top half of the canvas. So that's where I'm at right now, is working on specials and go from there. But anyways, that's our goal, is this canvas here. Let's see what, oh yes. So we're gonna kind of get into it. So oh, I should probably put fresh, I need fresh putty in this one. I should probably put fresh putty in my in my pens. I just pulled out 3 new pens that I haven't had a chance to use yet. All 3 of them are actually from Enabler's Outpost, so no longer in business, unfortunately. These ones are some of my absolute favorite ones, especially like this hybrid rainbow one. Oh, it's stunning. And then this rainbow here, and then this one with some pinks and purples. But they're turned in the exact style that I like. So I've got those 3 pens that I'll be utilizing. I'll probably mostly use the 8-placer. I also have this super amazingly adorable and cute beyond belief putty picker, which is like perfect for pulling the putty out of your pen instead of having to use tweezers. I find it works so much more effectively and efficiently than tweezers to pull the putty out. This I got from Stacey Travis for Lady Lathe Customs by Design. So that I actually just picked it up yesterday. So it's super exciting. All right, let's go ahead and I'm using WeWax, which I need to pull out a new WeWax since I buried my old WeWax. So let's see, we're gonna go with silver birch. That's the first thing that I grabbed. We're doing a silver birch WeWax, and this smells heavenly. So I usually just kind of scrape the top and then push it in, scrape the top, push in. So let me do that for my other 2 pens since I just changed out my pens. So now I have fresh pens, but this is usually how I do it. I just kind of scrape the top and load it. I did hijack both of the 10-placer and the 12 multi-placer from the last set of pens I was using, so I know that the putty is good to go on those because it's pretty fresh. Like I just put the putty that's in my 10-placer or my 12-placer in last night, so it's good to go. Now the the putty side, everything is good to go. It's just a matter of making sure that I actually have the putty in my 8-placer, because that one is going to be the one that I pulled an old 8-placer out of. I pulled an 8-placer out that was not, one that I was actively using. So I do need to add putty, fresh putty to this one, which I just stab the putty and then I make sure it's like worked in nice and flat. Good, and then I'll smoosh it onto the table to make sure it's nice and flat. Boom, boom, boom. And then I pull off the extra so that way it doesn't make a mess. So there is our little extra tidbit. Put that off to the side. All right, now we are ready to go. And then for my trays, I am using my Yellow Dog Designs trays, the same 2 trays I use for like literally for everything. I'm a creature of habit. I tend to, just default to what I normally like. So to work on this, it's going to be a little bit of a weird viewpoint for you guys, and that's because I'm legit working on the entire half of the canvas as one section. So we're going to get into it. We're going to start with the specials that are charted in, the 1 through 5, and then we're going to go, I think I need to angle my light because that is some bright sunshine coming in my windows. I don't normally diamond paint this early in the morning. Hey Mo, stop rubbing on my blinds. So I have to angle my blinds up, and Mochi's like, no. But I had to angle it up so I could actually like not be blinded by the sunshine trying to come in. There we go. That's better. You can still see out the blinds, Mochi. All right, so now we're gonna get at it, and this is a round, which is nice. I'm one of my 26 for 26. I rolled this one last night, and I was gonna start it last night, but then I was like, no, I'm tired. So I went to bed, and I am starting this section today instead. So I hope you guys have had a wonderful week and are, had some lovely shopping if you planned on doing any diamond painting shopping, all that fun stuff. And now we're rolling into the weekend. I'm not looking forward to the fact that tomorrow is Monday. I do like my weekends. I really honestly wish that we had the 4-day work week. I think that would be amazing. Because it's like, I feel like Fridays are not a very productive day to begin with. I don't even have, I have a lot of meetings that I go to now, but we don't even have any, I have 1 meeting that usually ends up being 5 minutes. On Fridays, and that's literally it. Every other day, I'm in meetings for a few hours. So it's kind of one of those things where I think, we just inherently recognize that we're not productive on Fridays. So I'm like, if we're not productive on Fridays, why don't we just, not work on Fridays? To me, that just would make so much more sense. It would be so much more effective. But, that's not how the regular working world works. We have to work on Fridays. I really wish I had a 4-day work week, though. I feel like that would be so much nicer. All right, so we got that little one. But yeah, we're doing the weird viewpoint for you guys so that you can see the entire area, because I'm going to be jumping all over this entire canvas to put my drills down, since I'm working on it in, half. So this canvas will end up being roughly like a 4-section canvas, but a little weird 4-section canvas, because I did the bottom half specials. Now I'm doing the top half specials. So the first time I worked on it was the bottom half specials, and now I rolled it for the whip wheels. So now my section that I'm doing this time around is literally going to be just the top section special drills. And then next time I roll it, I will do the drills. I will do the actual rest of the drills on the bottom half, and then the next time all the rest of the drills on the top half. So it's kind of technically it'll look like it was only a 2-section canvas, but in reality, because of how I'm splitting it up, it's 3 or 4. I don't know where I got 3 from. And so anyways, today is Sunday. It was a very busy week. This was my first official week in the new position, where it was totally on me. So I had to go to all the meetings and do all the things. So my work week definitely, blending that in, and I'm still kind of working with trying to get my schedule evened out with all of the patients that I see. So it's still kind of one of those things that, my work week with the patient care side of everything has definitely been a little bit trickier to kind of knock all of that out. But yeah, it's been trying to kind of combine all of the meetings I have to go to now, but also, all of the patients that I've been seeing to try to close them out and everything. So it was definitely a little bit more busier than, it could have been as far as the work week. This is all weird because there's drills on the top half of the canvas, so it's heavy. This is why it's kind of heavy in that aspect. But yeah, we're working on it. Oh, I need to finish this spot down here. See, like I said, I'm going to be very scattered and back and forth with how I place these drills. So, anywho, yeah, very busy week at work as far as all of the meetings that I was going to, kind of getting into the swing of the new work week, the new setup of everything, getting kind of adapted to all of that. And then so having all of those meetings, coordinating everything. I haven't had a chance to offload one of the duties of mine that I'm going to be offloading. I think I need to add another cover minder to the challengingness of this plastic. So both of this cover minder that you cannot see right here, this cover minder is from Shire Shenanigans. And then the one that I'm going to add on, this is a cover minder diamond painted, which is a collaboration between Shire Shenanigans and Diamond to Lights. And it's a flower, so that totally makes sense for it to be a flower adding right here. So now I can do the cat on one side and this on the other. And they have really strong magnets, so it's more so that this is like the really, really thick plastic more so than anything. I'm like, I'm trying to get it where it doesn't go rolling on me, so I'm going to pop my glue right there and see if that helps. Because it's going to bother me if it continues to want to roll like that. I'm like, do I have anything else I could stick up there? Not really. All right. I just need to place more drills down. But I have to like hold the canvas flat. Weird. All right. So yeah, a busy week. I should be able to start kind of offloading some of those duties over the next couple of weeks. I should be able to start offloading my the ones that I do where I'm in charge of the training side of everything. That we've identified somebody that's going to be taking over that part of everything. So I should be able to start offloading a lot of that. Oh, I just realized I still have to do my budget. Oh, crap. I have to make my budget for that, which is due in like a week and a half. So, yeah, fun. Gotta love it. I just remembered that because it slipped my mind this week. So that's what I'm going to be doing this coming week. I'm going to be working on that budget. So much fun. Hi, Sushi. She's strolling and she's going behind the easel. But yeah, that was like my work week was a lot of meetings, lots of meetings. And that's going to be like the new standards that I have a lot of meetings to go to, which I really don't mind meetings. It's like, I like seeing patients, but at the same time, I like having a break from patient care. So the meetings are nice because it breaks it up and it gives me that breather from the patient care aspect. I was in a really interesting meeting on Friday afternoon that was like a collaboration between where I work and then another facility. So it was a really cool meeting to kind of like plot and plan some potential things that we might be doing. So that was a fun one to kind of sit in on. It's so interesting, some of the things that, the things that I get to sit in on now and meetings wise, I'm enjoying it, which is good because, I'm in the position. So you would think that you would want to, actually like what you're doing. But yeah, that's, I almost missed all of these specials. It's like, I feel like these are subtle, and they blend because I just found those two. Do I have any more over here? I think that's all of them. So yeah, the meeting wise, that's been good. Other than that, this week, what did I even do this week? I don't think I did anything special in like the midweek time frame. I did go in, or I did have the day retreat yesterday down to Kissimmee area, so by Orlando. So I drove down there. My mom actually came over Friday afternoon, and then we got up bright and early Saturday morning and left and drove down there so we could. It's like a 2.5 hour drive, and we got down there at like 3 o'clock, or no, it was 2.5 hour drive. We got down there at like just before 9 a.m. So did that. Oh, hi Mo. Let me turn on my heater. Or my heating pad so you can actually be happy. Oh, that is the excitement that I've had this week. I almost forgot to mention it. So Momo, on like Saturday threw up maybe once, not too much. And then Sunday, I just tried giving her some more just soft food. And so Sunday she threw up a couple times and I'm like, oh great. Now, because the last time she got sick like this, it was because she needed another dental surgery. So I had to take her in and they scheduled her for a dental surgery and she ended up having like 12 teeth removed. But she was getting sick because it was like it hurt to eat. So then she wasn't eating and then she was hungry, throwing up. But then she would also just like, try to eat regular food and get sick. And I think it was because it would hurt to chew. So that was what happened like a little over a year ago. And she went in and ended up having her second dental surgery. So this time, like, that's literally the only time she ever gets sick is if it's, leading up to needing a dental issue. So Sunday she kind of got a little bit sick and I'm like, well, let me see, but it wasn't like bad and she's still eating and everything. So I'm like, let me see how she does on Monday. And Monday I was like, okay, I need to call and get her to the vet. When I got home from work, I was like, yeah, she's definitely, throwing up and not wanting to eat as normal and all of that stuff. So I was like, okay, fine. So I called the vet to see about getting her in, but I was going to call the vet, but they were already closed on Monday by that time. So I called first thing Tuesday morning, got her an appointment for Tuesday afternoon, because they're good about having those like emergency, like walk-in type slots like that. So got her in. she saw the vet on a Tuesday afternoon, and the vet was like looking at her and everything, and was like, well, externally her teeth look good. Just from the outside, her teeth look good. Like, there's no issues with them, but they can't see internally. So she's due for her. I was already going to be calling to schedule her for her dental cleaning, because she's supposed to get a dental cleaning every year, because she like has these teeth issues. So she was like, yeah, her vet was like, the one that saw her was actually her regular vet who did her last surgery. So she was like, let's get her scheduled for her cleaning, because part of the cleaning they'll do when they have her under anesthesia, they'll do a x-rays of her mouth to make sure that her teeth are good, because like last time she had surgery, we knew there was like 3 or 4 teeth that were going to need to be removed, but we ended up having to remove 12, because when they did the x-rays, they found that there were a whole bunch more teeth that had issues, and they had to remove all of those teeth. So I'm fully expecting that that's the issue, and the vet concurs that that's, you know, it's a tooth issue causing it, because everything else on her, she was good to go. And it's not the food, because, you know, literally Sushi eats the same thing, and Sushi, I don't think, has ever thrown up, ever. So we got her scheduled for her dental cleaning / probably surgery. Right now she's scheduled for, like, they didn't have an opening until July, but they've got me on the list. So if they have a cancellation, they will, like, call me and get me in sooner with her. They gave me some pain meds for her, and then, yeah, go from there. So got her scheduled. She just finished her last dose of pain meds this morning, so I gave her that and gave her her food. She's eating a lot of soft food right now. Basically, I'm trying to, you know, have her primary diet being soft food instead of, you know, the hard food, soft food combo that she normally gets, because she normally eats her hard food and gets like a spoonful of soft food. So I've been mixing it up instead, and making it where her primary food is the soft food, like a can in the morning and a can in the evening. And then if she wants to graze on hard food, she can. So that took her in on Tuesday. She did good on the rest of Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then Friday morning, I gave her pain med. But I think I don't know. She ended up throwing up like 5 minutes after I gave her her pain meds. And then she didn't want to eat breakfast. So I was like, okay, fine. If you're not going to eat, I'm not going to try to like force you to eat. You've got food. It's available. I'm going to go to work. She thankfully didn't really, I think she might have done one more tiny little like hungry throw up when I was at work on Friday, but that was it. And then, she was good to go. Friday evening she ate, which made me happy. And then she ate breakfast Saturday morning. She ate dinner last night. And then, so she's back. And then she ate just fine this morning. So that's good. So she hasn't really gotten sick since that, like, one off on Friday. What are you doing, Sushi? So, yeah. So that's what I've been doing, feeding her. But she's also been like, Mom. And she has decided that my heating pad underneath my feet that I use, because my feet are always cold. It can be 80 degrees in the house and my feet will still be cold. So I like to sit with my feet on a heating pad when I'm at my desk. So sitting at the heating pad, it's so funny because Mochi has decided it is her heating pad, i.e. is her sprawl spot. So she tries to lay on there and sprawl out. And I'm like, oh, come on. We are not shoving my canvas down. Sushi, no. I have to figure out a solution for that. Sue, no. You're knocking my canvas over. Come on. We're going to use the other tray right there because I need to try to hold it into this position. What are you doing, Sushi? Chaos Gremlin. So, yeah, we've got Mochi scheduled. Oh, you're just ridiculous. So she's being all pathetic and silly laying on the heating pad, and then you look at her and you say her name, and then she'll turn on her side and roll over and expose her belly. She's just being ridiculously silly. But so she's doing good. She has her surgery scheduled, so now, you know, I'm just kind of monitoring her, making sure she's continuing to eat and drink and all that fun stuff. And Sushi, of course, is typical chaos gremlin Sushi, so she's fine. And then on top of that, so that was basically, you know, the Mochi fun. The only other main thing that I had happen this week was I went to, you know, plug in my headphones so that way I could, you know, like listen to something or watch a show or something while I was diamond painting and not disturb like my mom because, you know, I always have mine in like different languages for what I'm watching. So it's like, okay, let me go ahead and, you know, put in my headphones and I'll just use headphones to listen to the show. And then my headphones, I plugged them into my iPhone and my headphones didn't work. And I'm like, that's weird. Because I use wired headphones. I just use like the cheapy Apple earbuds, like the $19 ones, because they do everything they need to do. And I'm not about to spend $300 on a pair of wireless headphones that are going to lose their charge in like no time at all. I just think that's silly. At least for me, that's silly. I have far more important things I'd rather spend money on than, you know, a pair of wireless headphones that are like $300 a pop. So I tried like all these different things and it wasn't the headphones because they worked in some. I was like, well, maybe it's the headphones because I was using an older pair that had like an adapter to work with the USB-C. So I got a new pair of headphones. Those came in. Tried those, didn't work. Tried all of these like different fixes that the online was saying I should do. None of it worked. So then I reached out to Apple support and they basically had me do like the same fixes that I had already tried. And then they're like, okay, you need to make an appointment with the Geek Squad or, you know, the Apple, whatever support people. It was like I could either go to the Apple store or I could go to like Best Buy. And the Apple store is like, probably take a good 45 minutes to get there because it's on the other side of the water. It's still in the like technically the same city as me, but this is probably one of the biggest cities. It's a very, very big city as far as like geographical area. So it was like, okay, I'm not going to drive that far. That's silly. So I will be going to like, there's a Best Buy like 15 minutes down the road from me that I don't even have to jump on the highway for. I can go back roads to get there because it's down near like the Michaels that I go to. So got an appointment this afternoon to do that. So hopefully they can fix it. Because I'm like, if I have to, you know, I'm supposed to be flying to Las Vegas this weekend for a concert and to, you know, hang out with a friend for the holiday weekend. And if I can't, like, watch my shows while I'm at the airport, like, no, I have to. That's, like, a necessity. I have to be able to watch my shows at the airport. Like, that's what I do. That's like my binge watch stuff while I'm on the plane and at the airport and all that fun stuff. So let's hope that they can figure it out because my phone isn't even that old. I want to say I have it's not a 17. I think it's a 16 Max Pro is the phone that I have. So it's, you know, like a year old. But it still works perfectly fine and does everything it needs to do. And like, you wouldn't even know that it's, you know, it's basically, yeah, it works perfectly. So I'm like, well, yeah. So, and it's really weird because, you know, I don't use headphones that often, but last time I flew, I used headphones and I had no issues. So I'm like, I don't know why all of a sudden it decided it can't read headphones. I want to say that it was, and I tried to, you know, making sure it was fully up to date, had the latest software update, whole 9 yards. No, didn't work. None of it. Tried some different restarts. The only thing I didn't do was wipe it and like restart it that way because that's so much work. To reset it back up and all of that stuff. So that's the only thing I did not do was a complete wipe and go. But yeah, I'm like rather annoyed by it because I'm like, come on, I'm not gonna, you know, buy overpriced Bluetooth headphones because my wired $19 headphones aren't gonna work anymore because that's not an answer and not happening because nope. Also, I would lose them, and I like being able to have the control where I don't have to, like, go touch the ear and do weird things. I like the easy access volume control from the headphones itself on the cord. Like, I prefer my wired headphones. So, yeah, that's my fun excitement. We went to the day retreat yesterday, which was super fun. We had a blast. It's always just fun to kind of, like, hang out and diamond paint with other people that diamond paint. So that was fun. And then because like I said, we had driven down there in the morning and then had the retreat. And then we left a little after 4. It was like 4:15 or so when we left to head back up. And at that time of day on a Saturday, you know, a little bit of traffic, but it's usually not bad. We're usually instead of being like 2.5 hours to get home, it takes like closer to 3 to get home on a weekend day like that. So we start going, but there was like it was kind of like a weird day because it was kind of one of those, like, it had rained a few times, but some torrential downpours, some other random rain here and there. But it was like nothing that was like, okay, this is I just said like way too many times. But it was nothing that was a crazy, like what you would think of as a really crazy rainy day. And at that point, it had just been like kind of, you know, like big droplets of rain spitting here and there. No big deal. So, you know, okay, no big deal. But then as we're driving, it started to kind of like really pour. And it was already showing that it was going to take closer to 3 hours to get home. And we're like, yeah, standard for traffic. There's always traffic on the 4 at that time of day. Getting out of like the Orlando and Kissimmee area, as you head towards Daytona Beach, that always has a bunch of traffic at this time of day. So it's like, okay, yeah, well, you just know that that's going to be what it is. And then we get going, and there was like, people were just like, I'm used to people kind of driving crazy sometimes. But this was to the extreme of crazy drivers. Like, we were basically, it was kind of like a fear for my life kind of a thing. Not really, but you had to be very observant because people were just crazy zooming in and out of all of this stuff. And it was not it was one of those like stressful driving days. I wasn't driving on the way home. My mom and I split our drive time. I drive there, she drives back. But yeah, it was rather, for that. And there were a couple times where there were accidents bad enough that they had completely shut down the road and blocked the highway. So we had to like get off the highway. Thankfully, you know, the GPS anticipates that, so you're able to get off before you get stuck in the major backup for it. But we had a few times where we had to get off the highway and then detour around back roads and then get back on the highway a few exits later because of how bad the traffic was and how many accidents there were. Like, there were a couple of those accidents that really definitely shut things down. So it was like, okay, this is quite the fun day as far as traffic was concerned. And then normally once we get onto 95, heading north from Daytona, like heading out of Orlando towards outside of Daytona Beach, and we're heading around there, normally it's not too bad there. That tends to, you know, you may get a little bit of a slowdown here and there, but it's not bad usually on that road. Well, there was another spot where we had to do a detour on that road because there was an accident bad enough that it had completely blocked all lanes of traffic, and the highway was essentially, they had it like a hard stop, nobody going through because there was another bad accident. I'm just like, man, these people, like, if they wouldn't be driving like idiots, we wouldn't be having all of these accidents like this. It was gnarly, all of the accidents that we had that were out and about yesterday. We finally got home. It only took, 3.5 hours for something that with no traffic only takes, 2.5 hours. So that was super fun, having that super long drive. And then we got back and we were back home and we're like, oh my gosh, finally you can go to the bathroom and get some dinner. And then we got dinner, and then I knocked out a section of the diamond painting before this one, which I think was, which one was I doing a section of before I did this section? Jellyfish, the lazy river canvas, jellyfish. So I did a section on jellyfish, and then I spun and ended up with this canvas, Happy Flowers Blue Vase. So I was like, oh, perfect, I will work on this one. I was going to start it last night, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to bed. It's like 11:45. It's bedtime. Let's go to bed instead of starting a new section because I want to stay up and finish it. And that would have entailed being up until like 11 or like 1:30-ish or something like that in the morning. So anywho, that was basically what my day yesterday was like, my week, all that fun stuff. And now I'm back into like normal work week. I do have to, I really need to mow my lawn. It rained enough this past week that my lawn actually needs mowed, like, and actually really needs mowed, because it's actually got some green grass. So if it's cooperating outside today, then I'm going to be going outside this morning and mowing it before I shower and get ready and go to the Best Buy for my phone issues. So we will see. Probably wait because it's like only like, what time is it right now? It's like 8:15 right now. So I'm probably going to wait until like 9, 10 o'clock, somewhere around in there. Because right now it's still pretty overcast, and it means that the grass is gonna be pretty wet still. So it needs to let the grass dry out a little bit before I can get out there and mow. But yeah, that's basically where I'm at. I think my mom will probably head back tomorrow. I don't know, she might decide to head back this evening. We will see. Really up to her decision-wise. It takes like a little over 2 hours for her to get home. So we will see. It depends on if she feels like she needs more of a break from driving before getting on the road and driving again. And then next weekend, we will not be getting a whip and chat next weekend, because I will be, going to, I might try to do a vlog for you guys, which I do my vlogs every week for my Patreon, and those go up on Saturdays. So now I'm doing my whip and chats here on Sundays because my Patreon vlog goes up on Saturdays. So I will probably try to do like a vlog for you guys for this video next week. We will see how the work week goes. Because I will be in Las Vegas for the concert over the weekend, and I won't be able to, do my filming and all of that fun stuff. So we will see how that goes. But yeah. I'm making progress, plugging away at all these specials. I do really like how these specials are turning out. I think they're turning out excellent on this canvas. It's just, this one actually, the adhesive is decent on this one. I know that's something that I've been finding that I'm having issues with lately, is any of the newer Diamond Art Clubs. I've been having issues with the adhesive, and it's been like an unpleasant time because I've literally been having to add glue to the adhesive, and I can be using the dirtiest, oldest putty, and I still end up having to use glue to make it more sticky, just because the glue and the adhesive on the canvas is that subpar. And I'm like, we shouldn't be having to do this. I shouldn't be having to add adhesive to the canvas. Like, it should literally come with great adhesive, not this, oh, hey, I need to add more. So that's been kind of a frustration from a purchasing standpoint, because, you're spending money on something, a product, and you, like, everything about the product is good, and then you work on it, and you're like, okay, this glue is horrible. So that's been a challenge, has been that part. Which, oh my goodness, this past week, they dropped some bangers, some really good kits this week. So that was pretty cool to, like, lots of really awesome kits that were dropped this week. My plan was, there wasn't a Yume. I know they did a Liubka, but I'm like, I can wish list this and get it on a restock. So that was going to be my plan, but I was really worried because I wanted the Sakura, the Sakura Witch Aria illustrations, Rita Konya, the pink Sakura Witch that she did. And if you haven't been paying attention, what I've noticed is that those busts, like the witch busts that she has, like that one, they tend to discontinue those really rapidly and archive them, where you think they're getting a second run, but they're not. They tend to really quickly archive them. And it's kind of like, it's one of those things, that's one where I would regret it if it got archived. So I'm like, I am going to buy her. And of course, since I'm buying her, I'm like, I might as well just get I might as well make sure I get the Liubka too and bring her in. But I have to say that despite, purchasing what I've purchased, this month is also already better than what I did last month. I also have finished a couple of like mini things yesterday. I finished a mini dazzle, and I finished just a regular mini project from Diamond Delights. So that was like 2 finishes to take out of the roster. And then I had started working on, before I started the mini dazzle that I did, I had started working on a different mini set that I had that I don't know, I had accumulated somewhere. I think I got it like from like a retreat or something like that. It was some kind of like off-brand little thing, like a Amazon or Temu type thing. So I started working on it, and I was like, this is not enjoyable. It's It was basically acrylic squares. It was, the grid field was not enjoyable and all of this stuff. So I was like, I'm just not gonna do this. It wasn't even like, you know, grid field quality of, yeah, I don't, it was not good. And I'm like, I'm not enjoying this. Life's too short to not enjoy it. Let me go ahead and DNF that one. So I went ahead and DNF that one, got rid of it. So that was like 3 more things that got pulled out of my hoard. And I ended up giving another mini set that I had. I gave that to my mom, and she was griping and complaining as she worked on it yesterday because it's squares, and she hasn't done squares in a hot minute. She hasn't done squares in probably, you know, like almost a year since she last worked on a square. So she was like, I don't like squares. But so she was working on that one. So that basically means that I have like 4 less things in my hoard just from this weekend. So I feel like I've been productive on that front of that number going down. And with everything that I've destashed this week, I feel like that's been like super helpful. So yeah, now I have all this white to do. There's gonna be a lot of white, and then I can start into the ones that I'm adding. But I wanted to put in these first so you can see what's charted in. And then I will do the ones that I'm adding in. So lots of good specials in this canvas. It's so pretty. But this is one that I think I had, it was like multiple restocks before I was able to get this one because it kept selling out as well. But this was one that I was like, I have to have it. It's so pretty. So I got her. It's a very pretty canvas with all of these flowers. Very colorful. So yes, that is what I am working on, is the colorfulness of this canvas. Filling it in. And then I added, like I said, I added a good number of enhancements to it in addition to what's charted in. So now I just get to, you know, fill it all in. And that's the thing that works easiest for me. So that way I can have the canvas kit up like regular. I go ahead and, you know, I like to do the specials in the section that I'm working on first before I go into the regular drills. So that way I know I've got everything placed and I'm not going to get distracted and forget to do the specials. So that's what I am doing right now, is the specials. Normally I would do like the bottom half and then specials, then fill it in, and then I do the next section, specials, and then fill it in. So the fact that I decided to do specials on the entire canvas first, more so just because it's a little canvas, more so than anything. But yes, so that's really where we're at. I'm pleased with how I'm progressing on the hoard. The 26 for 26 is coming along nicely. I'm doing the whip wheel, and I'm actually, like, it's not bad doing the whip wheel. Now, will I probably continue working like this after I finish these 26 canvases? I doubt it. I'll go back to my normal way where I have like a primary whip, secondary whip. But it's kind of like fun for like a challenge to do, where it's like, okay, you just spun, now you're working on this one. I'm really intrigued to see what kit it rolls frequently enough to have me finish first. What's really interesting is I've been spinning it, and I've had a couple of canvases that have been pulled where it's like I work on a kit and then I spin a new kit, and then the next kit is back to the previous one that I had done. That's happened a couple times where I've had to go, where I've gotten sections done. So I have like 2 to 3 sections done on over half of the canvases now. But there's still probably like 11 canvases that have not come up yet on the whip wheel, so they only have their 1 section done. Because everything has 1 section, roughly almost everything has 1 section done. Everything has drills down on it. There were a couple things that technically did not have a full section. Like this one did not have a full section done because it was just the specials. Fushimi and Ari, again, that one just has specials in the first section because I'm waiting on some additional specials to come in. And then the Totem Phoenix that I have not finished that 1 section of. I think I'm going to divide the section in half and make it smaller. So that way I can be like, I completed a section, rather than, you know, continuing to drag on with it. 'Cause I don't know, I feel like it's a mental block with that canvas. Because I'm working on another Orloa that has like has a similar render. And I don't feel like I'm, like it's a torment to do like it feels like with Totem Phoenix. So and I could just DNF Totem Phoenix, but I'm like, no, I'm muscling through on that one. Because at this point, it's like a matter of pride that I will get through this canvas kind of a thing. But yeah, that's where we're basically at for that. So I'm excited to see how my numbers look for the end of the month. I also am kind of intrigued to see, you know, what all, if I end up finishing any of the canvases that I've been rolling. There's a couple canvases that, you know, I'm like at the halfway mark for. So it would just be a matter of rolling that canvas like a couple more times. The one time I'm going to ignore the whip wheel is basically, I'm going to, regardless of what happens, I'm going to work it so Fushimi Inari ends up being my 200th finish. I think I've finished 197 so far. So I have 98, 99, or I'm on like, I think I have 3 more finishes before I can finish Fushimi Inari. Either 2 or 3, I'll have to look at the number. But that's going to be my 200th finish, is going to be Fushimi Inari. So when it gets to that point, then I'm just going to ignore, not going to spin the whip wheel, and I'm going to do Fushimi Inari and finish it to make it the 200th one. But that'll be like once I start rolling some of these enough to actually get some finishes. Because that's the big thing, is like none of them have been rolled frequently enough for official finishes per se. Because, you know, I've only been doing the roll for it for, you know, a couple weeks. Or not even a couple weeks, for more like a day or 2. Where did that drill go? Right there. Okay. We're going to put it right there. Oh, maybe I am having some subpar adhesive down into this portion. But yeah, that's where we're at. Now I'm just plugging away and placing drills. Getting all these specials down. Doing the ones that are charted. And then I'll roll into my additional specials that I'm adding, which I'm excited for, because I've got, how many is it? It's like 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 additional specials, actually, that I'm doing, which I think some of them are not going to be in the top half because it was like the vase, so they were only in the bottom half. But I'm liking how they're turning out. I feel like they were all like good additions to this canvas. So that will just be another good thing, because I've already added them, and I have only one time pulled specials that I placed off of a canvas, and I replaced them with something different. Only once. That's not something I normally do. I'm usually like, yep, good enough, or like, it wouldn't have been my first choice, but I can live with it. Only once was like, did I kind of look at it and be like, okay, those gotta go. But thankfully I had only done them in a very small area, so I only had to remove like 20 drills. It wasn't anything crazy, or like to try to remove drills on a canvas like this one when I've got so many specials placed. Yeah, that would not happen at all. So this is the last charted special before I start adding my own specials. And this was all 5 ABs is what this one was charted with, because it's an older canvas. So it only has ABs. It was designed and like released pre-dust drills, so there are no dust drills on this. So yeah, we are plugging away and working on it. Working. And I don't even know if I have anything else to talk about. I know I'm super excited for this weekend coming up, because like I said, I'm going to be going to Vegas. I'm going to be going and seeing BTS, hanging out with a girlfriend. We're going to do all sorts of fun stuff. I've flown through Vegas. I've never actually stopped and done anything in Vegas, so this will be a first for me on that front. So yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be fun. And let's see. Okay, today. Nope, that one doesn't go there. I'm definitely not going to finish because this takes like so much time to. Well, I'm working on a huge section, really, is what it comes down to. I'm not doing a tiny section. If I had been doing like one of my normal size sections, I would have. If I had been doing like a half of the section I've got, like that quarter size right there, I would have all of the specials already placed and all of the additional specials placed on it. But because I'm working on such a large space, that's not, it's not done yet. So we're just going to continue plugging away. I'm not going to finish it to get to work on the specials that I've added, but I'll show you guys the bottom half of the canvas when we're done, so you can see what that looks like. Mochi is still on my heating pad underneath my table. She's sprawled now. You're ridiculous, Mo. She's like, pet my belly, Mom. Hi, Mo. I will pet your belly. But anywho, that's kind of where we're at. Ooh, I am tired. I'm not used to filming this early in the morning. So yeah, we're plugging away. I still have to do all the whites on this one. And right here and right here. So I still have these 3 flowers to really add the whites to. There's some whites up over in here. But it's coming along. It looks like the specials that were built in with the ABs. Those were nice. I added some additional. I added some like crystals and crystal confetti for the greens. I added some glitter, fairy dust, and AB for the pinks. And then I added, oh, pardon me, a couple crystal ABs in like the orangey reds. And then the vase has some ABs, dust, and crystal. And then the vines, like the green vine stuff, is like sparklers and crystal confetti for the additional portion on these little green, little viney spots. That really adds to it. What are you doing with your tail? Flipping and flapping at me. But I think I'm going to actually call this right now, because this, I know it's a little bit shorter than our normal whip and chat by a few minutes. You know, not horrendously short, but we're going to go ahead and call it. I'm going to turn off the overhead so you guys can see what our specials, like look at that special placement. It looks really good. So we've got those, and then if we come up, I'm going to see if we can look at it like this. It's going to look a little weird because since it's all uncovered. But you can see how we've got some more specials up into here. Definitely some additionals. We've got these here. We got some crystals right in there. Some definite differences in extra enhancements. The color isn't even coming through the greatest right through here, but there are some like really pretty colors. Got the white. There's all of the pinks and glitters in there. So it looks really good. So making progress on it, and I'm going to finish the whites and then add my enhancements, and then this section will be done. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.